Hello and welcome to Racers Now. Now, the Stayers Hurdle may have lost some lustre over the years, but at 8 weeks away from the 2024 renewal at the Cheltenham Festival, the anti-post picture is looking more settled than in recent months and compared to other championship races at the festival. And as usual, if they all turn up, it could be a bit of a cracker. Yes, as usual, some of the contenders have other options at the festival, but not as many as in comparison to the Champion Hurdle, for example. And the Irish dominate as usual once more. In the anti-post market, it's the shortest priced British runner is the Crambo in there at 9 to 1, and rightly so, given that Crambo took his form to a whole new level when winning the Grade 1 long walk hurdle at Ascot over Christmas. A thrilling battle with old boy Paisley Park and beating all the best British stayers in the process. So Crambo is definitely a horse to be taken seriously. That was, though, in fact, his first win outside of handicap or novice company. So he'll clearly need to improve to win the stayers at Cheltenham, but you wouldn't put it past him. He's tough. He looks like he'll definitely stay, and he is on the improve. Back at the top of the market, and it's joint 4 to 1 favourites in Tiapu and Thelem. The latter has never raced outside of France and did win an apparent Grade 1 in France by 10 lengths last time. My French expert Andy Humphries suggests that Thelem is an intended runner and will have a prep run on the flat in France in the coming weeks before heading over to the Cheltenham Festival for the stayers. It's been a few years since the French have trained a winner at the festival, and it'd be interesting if this one does indeed make the trip. The exchange market suggests that he'll be running, so take that in as note as well. Tiapu should have won last year, let's be honest, and he would have done if ridden by anyone other than a semi-retired and semi-injured Davy Russell. It was a messy race towards the end last year in the Stayers Hurdle, and like I say, I think Tiapu should and could have won. He looked as good as ever when winning a Grade 1 Hatton's Grace at Fairy House in early December, beating Impere Pass in the process there. And the further he goes this Tiapu, the better. And he would have won by further if that race, the Hatton's Grace, was over more than 3 miles, to be honest. Impere Pass might have been last off the bridle out of the two, but Tiapu, as I say, the further they went, the better he looked. He is the one to beat for me at this stage, but that's pretty obvious given that he's the 4 to 1 anti-post favourite. Irish Point in there at 6 to 1. He is got the same ownership and trainer as Tiapu and also won a Grade 1 on his most recent start. That was Irish Point's first try over the 3 mile trip, and Gordon Elliott might find it hard to split them up at the festival with their form. Both Tiapu and Irish Point should both be running in the Stayers Hurdle, in my opinion, but connections might well have other ideas in a bid to keep them apart. Impere Pass was one of the horses of the season last year. Let's have it right. He won the Ballymore at the 2023 Cheltenham Festival. That was over a 2.5 mile hurdles, and he was unbeaten in 5 starts at the end of last season. But his bubble has been somewhat burst since. Although second in 2 Grade 1s this season isn't terrible, to be fair. And Impere Pass, his RPRs on the last 2 starts actually suggest he ran career best on both occasions, yet it was in defeat. I said weeks ago on Racers Now that I think Impere Pass will run in the Stayers Hurdle rather than the Champion Hurdle over 2 miles. Not necessarily because of his running style or his breeding or his form suggests that he should be running over 3 miles, but because he won't be beating Constitution Hill. You could say that about virtually every horse in training, but Willie Mullins already has State Man to attempt to put it up to the Constitution Hill. Not that running multiple horses in the same race is alien to Willie Mullins, and to his credit, he does regularly run horses in the same race against each other. But Impere Pass might well be the most talented horse in the Stayers Hurdle, but will he stay well enough to win it if turning up? We don't know the answer to that at this stage. Impere Pass was 12 to 1 when I suggested backing him for the Stayers back in October on the channel. Some comments at the time said there's no chance he runs in the Stayers. I think he still might. Remember, his first start this season was over 2.5 miles, so that was a sign that he may be going over a further trip in the future. But at Christmas, yes, he was back to 2 miles where he was beaten by State Man at Leopardstown. He is 8 to 1 at the moment in Impere Pass. He would be a lot shorter on the day if he was to run. I still think that 8 to 1 has got some juice in it, and it is tempting. It is tempting. There's some familiar names at bigger prices that no doubt will likely take their chance. I mean, you've got 2019 winner and now 12-year-old Paisley Park in there. He's at 25 to 1 best price. Clearly still loves the game, but might not be good enough to win in his old age. He did everything but win last time against Crambo, to be fair, in that Grade 1 at Ascot. He's sure to be popular, win, lose or draw. You've got Dashel Drasher in there as well. I think he's 11 now. He's another that's likely to turn up, give it a go without really doing enough to win. Sire de Burley, he was 33 to 1 last year, the winner of the Stayers Hurdle at 33 to 1 last year. A shock result, but hasn't been seen since April 2023. He is also a 12-year-old, and has he got what it takes to even get fit, given that we've not seen him in 10 months? That's Sire de Burley. It is risky. I've mentioned it before, but I do think Impere Pass is still the best bet at this stage at 8 to 1. It's 5 to 1 with those bookmakers offering non-runner, no bet. So that gives you an idea of what price he might be if turning up, and it is still an if, don't get me wrong. From a safer perspective, Tiapu is the one to beat. There's no awards for originality there. He is 4 to 1. But with there likely to be quite a few runners in this race, most of those that are entered or priced up at this stage, I think will probably run. It's going to be quite a big field, I think, in the Stayers Hurdles this year. You might as well wait to back Tiapu until the day. I don't see him going off much shorter than what he is now at 4 to 1. For example, he's 7 to 2 available in the non-runner no bet market. So that gives you an idea there of what price he might be on the day. Anywhere between 3 and 4 to 1, depending on the makeup of the race. So wait till then. If it was a straight, if I was have to have a straight bet, it would be Tiapu. No awards for originality, but plenty to look forward to in the Stayers Hurdle 2024 at the Cheltenham Festival. And keep it here on Racers Now for more Ante Post updates as we look ahead to the 2024 Cheltenham Festival.